So you've probably seen several of my other videos, or maybe not, but this video is about San Antonio and about 7 things that you absolutely need to know before you move to San Antonio. And it's not about all that obvious stuff that I already talked about or that everybody already talks about, like the high property taxes, like the humidity and the hotness and the bugs and all that other stuff that Texas is known for. This is 7 things that you may not have even known about San Antonio and things that you really need to know before you move here. And trust me, it's a lot of good stuff too. So stick around and we'll get right into it. Howdy guys, this is Michael McCall, your San Antonio, Texas real estate agent, and today we're going to get all into 7 things that you absolutely need to know before you move to San Antonio, Texas. But as always guys, before we get into that, if you want to learn more about San Antonio or living in San Antonio or things to do in San Antonio or anything like that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so that you're always notified about new videos whenever I post them. I post videos every week and always about San Antonio or some of the surrounding areas of San Antonio. And also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about this video, make sure you comment below and definitely hit that like button too. I'm always looking for more feedback on these videos, so anything you can tell me would be very helpful. And also guys, of course, I am a real estate agent, so if you are looking to move here to San Antonio now or in 10 years, reach out to me, let me know. I just absolutely love getting those text messages and phone calls just about every day from people just like you who are looking to move here. You can text me, call me, email me anytime. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I possibly can. And my information is right here, so you can reach me at any time. Now, without further ado, let's get into 7 things you absolutely need to know about San Antonio before you move here. So the first thing we're going to go into is that San Antonio has one of the best food scenes in all of Texas. So San Antonio is actually one of only 2 cities in the entire United States that is part of the United Nations Creative Cities of Gastronomy. So if you're not familiar with gastronomy, look it up. It's kind of confusing word. I didn't really know what it meant at first either, but basically in a roundabout way it means that we have some good freaking food. So we're not just the barbecue and the Mexican food and the breakfast tacos, although I could eat breakfast tacos just about every freaking day of the week. We have some really good Italian cuisine, some Indian food, Asian food. I mean, there's restaurants of all kinds of different varieties here. And on top of that, you can go to the Tower of the Americas, eat dinner in the sky, literally in the sky at the highest point of San Antonio. And Tower of Americas, for those of you that don't know, actually rotates as you're eating. So you're literally sitting there looking over the entire city, and it spins around while you're eating so that you can see the entire city from every angle while you're sitting there. It's absolutely amazing, and it is a great, great spot. The other one you can do is you can actually have you can actually have dinner on a boat. You can get a river cruise and have your dinner served to you right there on the boat as you're going down the Riverwalk in San Antonio, which is pretty outstanding. The second thing you need to know is that San Antonio is okay. We're not Los Angeles or New York by any means, but we are extremely passionate about our sports teams. San Antonio Spurs is obviously our crown jewel. We have won championships year over year up until recently, right? We were a dynasty, as they call it, with Greg Popovich, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. Trust me, I grew up watching those guys. Those are my guys. If I could watch 100 more games with those 4 with Popovich involved, trust me, I would. And I so sorely miss those days of being able to turn on a Spurs game and just watch them win the way that it should be done. Now, not get off my soapbox now, but we are also home to, of course, some outstanding high school football. This is Texas after all, and San Antonio is one of the best in the state when it comes to high school football. We have state championship contenders almost every year, so it is a lot of fun to go watch some of these crazy high school athletes and just to marvel at how young they are and how outstandingly talented they are. And it's also fun to watch them as they get recruited and go up to the college ranks too, and then watch those hometown kids from San Antonio just dominate the college world as well. We also had the San Antonio Commanders, which was part of the sort of minor leagues, lower level football league, and we were one of the best teams in the league, and we had, I believe it was the best attendance when it came down to crowd attendance. We played at the Alamo Dome, and it was just so much fun to go watch those guys play, even though it was just for a short while. Now, San Antonio is not shy of professional football experience. back in 2005 whenever Hurricane Katrina hit and New Orleans was shut down and in a lot of trouble for a while. The New Orleans Saints actually came to San Antonio, and San Antonio hosted the New Orleans Saints while they were rebuilding the city. New Orleans Saints played several games in the Alamo Dome, and trust me, it was a great turnout every single time. And we are just patiently waiting until the NFL decides to come to San Antonio. And I will say that the mayor of San Antonio has recently as of this video in 2021, has said that he fully expects San Antonio to get a NFL team by the time this decade has come to an end. And it's not just football or basketball here in San Antonio either. We also are home to the San Antonio FC football club. So we have a professional soccer team. It's not the Major League Soccer team that is, known all over the country, but it is a form of professional soccer that is a lot of fun. They are put on great shows every game, and it's a lot of fun. Just go watch it. Especially with the smaller environment, I feel like you get a lot more intimate experience with the game as well. We also have the San Antonio Missions, which is a minor league baseball team. The Missions always put out a good show, and it's also a lot of fun for the family. They always have a lot of family-friendly activities. You can let the kids, after the game, go out there and run the bases, which is always a lot of fun. They put up fireworks shows during 4th of July, and it's minor league baseball. You get to see some of the top prospects in the country as they're getting ready to go up and play in the big leagues. We also have college sports. We have University of Texas at San Antonio, which is a Division I program. They play some of the best in the game, and we also host the Alamo Bowl every year. So you get to see two of the best college football teams in the country come here to play at the Alamo Dome, and on top of the other local college teams, college football is really, really tough to beat. Number 3 is the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. It is not just about cowboy hats and horses. Now, it is actually home to the carnival, which is one of the more popular reasons that people come to the Stock Show and Rodeo. Some people just go to the carnival. They have no desire to go watch the rodeo, but they go and hang out at the carnival all day. Been there plenty of times, so I know it's a lot of fun. I can tell you personally. And the Stock Show is actually, if you haven't seen that, it's really kind of cool to see. You have high school kids and younger even from all over the state that come to San Antonio, and they bring the animals that they've been raising over the last several months to show them at the stock show. And they walk them around. They do all kinds of different stuff depending on what animal it is. They have steers, they have pigs, they have chickens. I mean, it's really cool to kind of see all of the hard work that these kids put into it. And whenever I say hard work, I can tell you, my wife did it whenever she was growing up. It is hours and hours of work to get these animals ready for these stock shows, and it can pay off in a big way. Over the last few years, the grand champion steers out of these stock shows have earned those kids over $100,000 at the auction whenever these big name players here in San Antonio come to bid on these animals for these children, and they get scholarships as well. So it's great to come out and support these kids and kind of see how all of these young kids really are able to do everything they're able to do with these animals. It's a lot of fun. And on top of that, if you did not know, the rodeo has a concert after every single event. And it's not always just concerts either. Sometimes they have comedians play. And it's not just country music artists that come out and play either. Sometimes you get some very, very big time pop artists come out and play as well. I want to say Ariana Grande's played here before. I know the Jonas Brothers have played here at the rodeo before. So, I mean, that alone is a good reason just to go out and see the rodeo and then see the concert at the end. Number 4. So, in my opinion, and this is a very strong opinion, San Antonio, I feel like, gets left out of the conversation when it comes to things to do compared to all the other big cities in Texas. And I think that is a terrible, terrible mistake. San Antonio should not be the lesser of Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio when it comes to things to do in big cities. I personally think San Antonio has some of the most awesome things to do whenever it comes to big city activities. Now, it's not just all the basic, stuff that you think about whenever it comes to cities. I mean, we have theme parks, we have SeaWorld, we have Fiesta Texas. We also have your outdoor activities. There is outdoor activities everywhere. I mean, this is the Texas Hill Country, for crying out loud. You can go take pictures in your blue blinds every single year. My family and I do it. It is some of the most gorgeous things you can do. You can go drive through the hill country. You can go up to Canyon Lake and drive what they call Devil's Backbone up there, where you're just going around these big hills and you're seeing these $1 million views everywhere. You can see the views of the lake. It is just gorgeous. top of the lakes, you can go out there and use public access for those lakes. There are several beach locations at Canyon Lake, also Medina Lake, and then on top of that, some people don't know about this, but just east of town you have Lake Dunlap, which it's granted right now the dam is being rebuilt, so it's a little bit low, but you have Lake Dunlap, Lake Placid, and Lake McQueeney. Lake McQueeney is not a public access lake, but if you know somebody out there or if you own a property on there, McQueeney Lake is a very, very big ski and wakeboarding lake. A lot of recreation activities out there and some really good fishing if you have the opportunity to go out there and fish on those lakes. Canyon Lake, beautiful. You also have Guadalupe River State Park. You also have Government Canyon State Park. You have a ton of parks in all these little suburb towns as well. You also have a ton of parks in San Antonio alone. You have McAllister Park, you have Hardburger Park, you have the Leon Creek Greenway that you can ride your bike up and down. Just a short drive away, you have the Fredericksburg wineries that are known all over the country and that have tourists travel here all year long. You also have all the caves and caverns. You have Cave Without a Name up in Bernie. You have Natural Bridge Caverns up in Garden Ridge area. And it's not just outdoorsy, too. You have the classic urban activities like the Riverwalk, like the Alamo and the Pearl, and all those other historic locations here in San Antonio. You have shopping at the La Cantera Mall or at North Star Mall, your typical indoor and outdoor. You can also take in a lot of history too. You have the Whitty Museum, the McNay Museum of Art, you have the San Antonio Museum of Art. You also have the San Antonio Missions Historical Site, which is known as a World Heritage Site by the United Nations and was the first in Texas to be recognized as such. Number 5, so kind of like I already mentioned in this last point, Lake Living is just a short drive away and is very close. So a lot of people put the focus on Dallas or maybe even like Houston, like the Lake Conroe area, whenever, or actually also Lake Travis in Austin, when it comes to living on a lake. Well, San Antonio has its own lakes that have all the amenities and all the benefits of those other big lakes on a little bit smaller scale, right? So Lake Living in San Antonio, you have Canyon Lake, of course, which most of those lake living options there are going to be your hilltop views, right? It's going to be very minimal as far as having a boat dock and being able to just jump in the lake right there. Medina Lake, on the other hand, does have those opportunities. Medina Lake does fluctuate lower and higher whenever it comes to droughts around here. But right now, with all the rain we've been having lately, I believe it is at its crest, so it is full once again. Medina Lake is a great option. Very affordable out there at Medina Lake also. Some of the ones that people tend to focus on actually are the Guadalupe River system and the lakes in between New Braunfels and Seguin. So you have Lake Dunlap, Lake Placid, and Lake McQueeney. Those 3 lakes are really more so a wider version of the river, but there are options for houses all up and down that river, all up and down those lakes. You can buy on Lake McQueeney, and Lake McQueeney is a true lake. It is a smaller lake, but it is has a plethora of opportunities when it comes to wakeboarding, skiing, tubing, and just in general, just recreational boating. It has great fishing as well too. Placid, Dunlap are both public access. McQueeney is not, but you can find houses on the water all up and down that stretch of the river. So that is a great option for people who have maybe not even thought about San Antonio being an option for waterfront living. Number 6 is that San Antonio is in an outstanding location. It is centrally located in the United States as well as Texas, so it is easy access to. You can either use the San Antonio International Airport, or if you're looking for cheaper flights, which sometimes my wife and I do, sometimes the flights out of Austin are a little bit better, so you can just drive a short ways up there and catch the flights out of Austin. And we're really close to Austin, so you can enjoy everything that Austin offers as well. Nothing wrong with Austin, but you don't have to deal with the crazy Austin antics or the crazy Austin prices of housing either. It's also centrally located in Texas, like I mentioned, so if you have family down in South Texas, down towards the border, it is a great spot for people that are looking for more ample job opportunities. It's also the same situation for people that have family out in West Texas. It is also a great affordable spot for those with family in Austin, right? You can live in San Antonio and just be a short drive away from the family in Austin. You also just hop on I-10, head out east, and you hit Houston. So it's a really good spot. As far as flights go, I mean, with it being centrally located in the middle of the United States, I mean, if you're going to the West Coast or East Coast, it's about the same time to get to either one, so that's also a big plus. And number 7, Viva Fiesta. Fiesta San Antonio is a place that I personally have not been to as much as I should for being somebody from San Antonio and living here in San Antonio. But as a newcomer to the city, you cannot pass. You might pass out if you go to Fiesta. I don't know. You cannot pass up the opportunity to go to Fiesta. It is really the true definition of San Antonio's culture when you go down and see Fiesta. You have parades constantly. The Battle of Flowers parade is one of the biggest. You have all these different events all throughout the week. You have hundreds of thousands of people literally there, and there's live music every night. There is, I mean, just as many bright colors as you can see. I mean, you'll see people with these that are wearing literally hundreds of them. They have a sash, they'll make a sash, and they'll put all their medals on there, and it's literally a game to collect them. And I tell you what, people here around here just absolutely go nuts when it comes to Fiesta. So Fiesta is rich with food, it's rich with culture, and it really shows everything that you need to know about this amazing city of San Antonio. So it is a great spot to go down, check out, and really get engrossed in everything that is San Antonio. Well, guys, that's all for our top 7 things that you absolutely need to know before you move to San Antonio. And thank you guys for sticking around to the end. As always, guys, if you have not yet, please subscribe, hit that little bell so you're notified. Comment what you think about this video. Let me know if there's anything I can do differently next time. Also, hit that little like button if you got anything at all out of this video. And of course, guys, like I mentioned, if you are moving to San Antonio, or if you would just like to know some more things about San Antonio and are curious, hit me up. I absolutely love getting those phone calls from you guys every single day. So please, you can text me, call me, email me anytime. My information is right here. And until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.